In this video, we're going to look at how to disable user registration on your Joomla site if you don't need users registering. That will stop bots from signing up. And we're also going to have an extended time after cleaning up a site that's got a lot of accounts that were set up by bots. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning in to Watch Me Work Maintenance Monday live stream 135 here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel. Thanks for your support of this channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Ring the bell to get notification and of new live streams and things happening. And I'll see I'm working on a pandemic beard. We'll talk about that later on as well. Anyway, so let's cut right to the chase here. Head on over to basicjoomla.com/giveaways and enter into, actually subscribe to the newsletter and you'll be automatically entered into a giveaway each month here on the channel. You just have to sign up once and it is there. All right, so here's the site that belongs to one of my clients, Faith Community Church in Alberta. I have their permission to use their site today, and so that's why we're using a client site today. And what they're having is what they noticed was that somebody was logged in with a really weird account and they didn't recognize it. So they asked me about it and I saw what was happening for them. So let's go to users and manage. Hello, Bretsy. Happy Easter to you too. Happy Easter Monday. Here is an example of one of the accounts right here. Aaron Abisa EU. And you see there's just these weird addresses here. Here's a .ru and GMX. They did not know who these people are. It's a small church, and I don't think that they realized that they actually had, as a result of bots registering on their site, they have, let's see, 19 pages with 100 users per page. So 1,900 users. And they actually are only using two accounts. One is my account when I work for them, and the other is the one account that they use for logging in and working. So let me just show you the quick way to deal with this to prevent this from happening. And then we'll talk a lot about some other things that are related issues here. But if so, here we are. We're already in users, manage. Head on over to options. And you'll see at the top here, allow user registration. All you need to do is click no and save. And that puts an end to the problem. Bots will no longer be signing up to your website. Now, if you need people to sign up for your website, you need to add Google reCAPTCHA protection on your sign up process. You want to make sure that that when people do register, their new user registration group is registered, and that registered only has permissions to log in, cannot do anything else. Because the reason what these bots are doing is that they are trying to register on Joomla sites that are set up incorrectly and give registered users permission to post articles, and then you get all your spam and stuff dropped in there. So, but if you don't need user registration on for your site, that's how you turn it off. You solve that problem, and that's all that you need to do. I would just say this, that if you have other extensions in your Joomla site that are that register users as well, you probably need to deal with that as well. But of course, if you have other extensions that allow users to register, you probably want them to register. Anyways, so that's the short topic. Now we're going to go ahead and in some bonus content, I suppose, clean up this site, and we'll look at a number of ways that you can do it. This is going to be an easy site because there's only two addresses we need to keep. But if you had 1,000 bot addresses and 25 users sprinkled throughout there, then it gets a little trickier. So we're going to look at some of the things that you can do about that. But if that's all that you came for, then thank you very much for watching today. And for tuning in, please subscribe if this was helpful. If it earned your subscription, that would be awesome. Ring the bell to get notifications of new live streams. And till the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless. Okay, now I noticed, I think my screen is a little square today because I've been unplugging my webcam and taking it upstairs so my wife can do virtual piano lessons with her students because of the pandemic. Also, just out of curiosity, I just mentioned that in the last like 4 weeks, my wife has been to the grocery store twice. I have been to the pharmacy once. We're very careful when we go out for a walk. And even then, somehow, last Friday, I ended up with a cold. I woke up in the morning with a sore throat and a runny nose. And still don't feel 100%. So I don't know if it's COVID-19 and a mild case of it. I have no idea how I got that. Anyways, so if I seem a little slower, a little congested today, that is why. All right, let's get back to the site here. So we've turned off registration for the site, but we still have this problem here, which is all this wampum number of, just set up a screen here, a wampum number. Hello, John. John Mulhall, how are you feeling? I know you were sick the last time I talked to you a couple weeks ago. All right, so we have a list of a bunch of these addresses. Now, of these user accounts. We could just go into the database and delete all of them except for the 2 that count for this site. And maybe we will end up doing that. But I just wanted to show you that by looking at a few things in these bot names, you can find them to delete them. So, for instance, just some strategic searches will get you going to get rid of a bunch of them. And again, if you've had 25 legitimate people sign up for your site over the last year and you've had 1,000 bots, if you can eliminate the bulk ones, you might get down to the place where you can just hunt and peck and solve this problem once you fix it up. John, I'm glad that you're fine. All right, so for instance, let's search for sex, sex. All right, so you end up with 2 of these addresses that have sex in them. All right, so oftentimes you'll have a lot more variations here, but obviously these 2, rebellious, you can just tell from the usernames. And look, GP, capital GP at the end. That seems pretty common, so that's good. Let's delete those 2 that we found. Now let's look for users that have GP in them. All right. Since that looks common. And look, we got a whole whack of them. Another thing that you notice about these bots, very few of them ever actually sign in. Here's one, Ken Creed Mormug, PP. It's a Gmail. Looks pretty iffy. How many pages? But look, here's a lot ending in GP, which seems to be consistent for the bot that keeps registering here. So there's another great way for us to eliminate. And check that out. There's not only, there's 100 on this page, and there are actually 13 pages of these that have GP in them. Now, also at this point, what I would suggest doing is filter. In this particular case, there are only 2 accounts that have that are needed, and they're both super user accounts. So we could actually select a group and filter by super users. Actually, no, there are none that are super users that have GP. So we could go to registered, and again we'll get this big huge page because all of them are registered. So I could at this point be very confident that I can delete all of these email addresses because they I know for a fact that these are not legitimate email addresses for these people. They're not real accounts. And so, in this case, what you could do is basically 13 times you would select all 100 on here and you would delete. If you've got a good server, and if it will allow, you could actually just show, we've got 500 as an option over here. I find sometimes if you go all, it exceeds the limit for some things. Let's see here. Looks like it's going to let us list all. All right. Now, we could just delete all those, and that will probably solve our problem. And I could do that, but I want to show you a few other common things that you can search for. So for instance, first of all, let's put this back to 100. All right. Some other email address. Look, here's .ru. If we search for .ru, that's very common. And again, this is really would be talking about if you are going to hunt and peck because you have more than just two that you want to keep, two accounts that you want to keep. Search for .ru. We'll keep staying registered. And you'll see here's a whole bunch of .ru addresses. None of these are legit. They're all going to be spam. I mean, if you have people using a .ru address, then you need to be aware of that. But there alone takes care of 100 and however many there are in the next page. Other common things to watch for are Yandex. Yandex, a lot of bots will use a Yandex address. All right. Yandex, let's search for that. Again, we've got, no, not even 100, but they're there. So basically, you could sort of just work your way through through some of the different common options here. So let's do .ru here. .ru, and let's just select the whole row, and we will delete those. Yes. And then we're going to leave us with another half page we know. Yep. This is interesting too because look here, sometimes the bots put symbols in there. So let's take this one symbol there, which is a Russian symbol, and let's select that. I think you get the idea. Just kind of go through and look for stuff. There you go. So we've got, that would take care of 6 users. Yeah. What did we have before? We did Yandex. So we could delete all the ones that are Yandex. Again, if you have actually legitimate users in the list, you can always just scroll down each page and see if you recognize any names. If suddenly Tim Davis pops up there, you can go, oh, I didn't know Tim Davis uses a Yandex address. So we'll keep that one, but I don't. So it's gone. You burned. What was GB the one before? Yeah, all these that have GB in there. No, that's not. Oh, GP. That was GP. GB looks pretty common, but this particular bot has GP quite a bit. And there you go. There's this GP. That's the one. That's the one that makes me wonder if this person is legit. And actually, this person registered February 19th. Just while we're here, a couple other things that you can look at. You can also filter by the status. Let's say only people that have never been unactivated. The people that have never been activated, you only want to see those addresses, because if they never activated them, they never logged in. And so that shows all the unactivated addresses. And in fact, you could always take out the GP there and just look at all unactivated and delete all of them. Again, it really comes down to what your policies are and what you've been doing on your own site. Because if you, if for instance, you have people who have been trying to sign up, but you haven't been activating them or your settings, then you just have to be wise. But it's just basically doing logical stuff here. All right, I think you get the idea. Lots of things that you could hunt for. Let's go. Let's view all here. Let's try all. Okay, so we can get a whole long stream of things here. So right now we're going to see unactivated accounts that are assigned to registered and that have GP somewhere in their username or somewhere. All right, and we're doing all of them. So we'll just select them all. We'll delete. Now again, depends on the limits on your server whether this works to delete this many. It might be too much. And in fact, it looks like it is too much even on my server. So let's change this to 500. Maybe 500 will work. I don't fully understand why. But I do think it has something to do with a limit of what you submit through a form or something. I don't know. Anyway, so now we're going to do 500. Let's delete 500. And there, I think we did delete 500 there. Let's see, let's change this to 100 per page. We will go down. Yeah, we did delete 500 because now there's only 7 pages left. The other thing that I'll show you too is that for hunting and pecking, you could always do this in PHP My Admin. And you would go into the user table and manually delete them. So let's try that now. I've not practiced this. So in the meantime, I'm going to put this chat on write. And then we will open up a few windows here off screen here so you don't see. All right, we're going to list this person's account. We're going to go to Faith Community Church. All right, now we can go to right screen again. All right, PHP My Admin. I'm not really great with the commands in PHP My Admin, so we're going to go down to database. And here's their one database there, Faith Community, FaithCom. And we're going to scroll down. Let's see, containing the word user, U-S-E, E-R. Okay, and we have users in all of this. It's going to be FCC users 1150. Now there's also user notes 1795, so that's interesting. Well, let's check this out first. Let's go to users, and we're going to browse. And so here we see, here's Faith Community. This is their very common email address, so it's okay to show. And this is me. And basically, here are all the other ones that we know are bogus. Now, look, here's another common domain, .pl. So I think that we can come up with some kind of filter. And this is just me finding my own way through here. So let's search for emails that are like, and I think I do percentage IP percentage. If anyone knows the correct thing, you just let me know in chat and we'll give it a try, because I'm looking for everything that has IP in it. And lo and behold, it has pipes. Yeah, that's not quite what I want. I want it .ip. So let's go back to show the search criteria, and let's put a dot in there. And let's click go. Oh, there's none. Oh, all right. So dot must mean something else. All right. Oh, there's probably something that's ending in IP, and this is where I do not know my way around well enough. But you can see here that there is a tool here where you can filter according to certain things. So let's see, PHP My Admin, search for values ending in. All right, let's go. Let's try the PHP My Admin, search for values ending in. This is almost like a watch me work live stream becoming here. Find rows where column value ends with a specific. Okay, here's what we're looking for here. It would be, oh, they've got percentage. Oh, percentage.pdf. Okay. Let's try that. This percentage, anything, but just with .ip at the end. Let's search. Nope. That's not it either. Huh. Okay. Let's try something else here. Yeah, nothing there. That's not what I think is going to help. Pattern of the SQL query like John percentage. No, I don't think that this is. If we take this out. Oh, no, this would be a good way, though. Without the dot, it's only things that end in IP, percentage IP. Let's try that. No. Interesting. Because we have emails like that. Let's show some more rows here. Number of rows is actually only showing 25 from select from and see where email is like percentage IP. There's just showing the IPs before the ats, but none of the oh my goodness. Let's go. No, let's go search for emails that are like percentage .pl. It helps if you type the actual thing you're searching for. There we go. And you see up here, there's 66 in total. So we could view the number of rows to 250. Here's all of our email addresses ending in PL. And now we can just simply go and check all of those and we can delete them. And sure enough, we did. So I was right. I just had a typo in there. Excuse me. We also notice if we go back to the front of the, to all tables here, and then we search for user, we also have some user notes here with 1,795 users. Let's see what's in there. And we browse those, and this is a user log of activity of who signed up and where they signed up, hopefully. In fact, we should check that because it might actually show what extension was being signed up. Anyway, so what we can do here, I believe, is we can go to users and user action log, which is quite big. This shows all the deleting that I did. Look at this. Here's another common thing, XV, starting with XV. But if we purge these, say OK, that gets wiped right out. And now we can go here and check user notes. It's still there. I don't think that we need any user. Let's see what else have we got happening here. Users, user notes. Oh, here's a whole bunch again. Sign up IP address. This shows people signing up. Review. Okay, notes about users. Is there a quick way to purge those? No. Well, yes, there is. Because we're going to go to the list of things. We'll search for user notes. And we're going to empty user notes. Well, that... do we want to empty it, or will that get rid of the structure as well? We don't want to drop it. That'll wipe it out. Maybe we'll leave that for now. Must be a way to clear those. Yes. So lots of ways to do different things there. Let's just go and finish this up here. Users manage. There's GP. Let's do 500 here. And we will select them all, and we'll delete them, which I think is going to leave us with about 200. Yeah, not that many. Delete those as well. And now let's clear. And we still have a whole bunch there that need to be removed. Viewing 500, and actually about 700 there. Let's view 100 at a time, and we'll go back. We'll start to look. So, for instance, here's a whole bunch of .xyz, xyz, and there's a bunch of xyz domain ones there that we can delete. Okay. Oh, XYZ, XYZ. Let's delete those as well. Delete. Clear. And now we just have that little list there. Basically, what we can do, though, just to wrap this up quick, we'll search for 500. We'll filter by only people who are in the group registered. Because in this particular case, we know. Delete. Oh, you can't delete. Oh, I was showing up in that. Okay. So let's see. Select. Maybe we better go down to super users. Oh, look at that. Well, good thing I didn't do that, because these are both registered in super users. So let's go into Faith Community Church. It's another way that you could do it. Take them out of registered. Oh my goodness. Do you know why that is? That's because I have admin tools on here. So I need to go to I still need to update these up to 7.3. Okay. Admin tools, web application firewall. Let's go to configure it. Let's go to hardening options. Disable editing backend. Yes. I mean, no. Don't want that disabled. There we go. Users manage. Faith community. Registered. Uncheck that. Go into mine. Use it. Registered. Save and close. Now we can filter for everyone who's registered, because these two are not. We can select all of the remaining ones. We can delete, and we can go OK. And now when we clear that, you'll see that we are back to these two groups. And that's all that we need to do. That site is now cleaned up, except of course for user notes. There's quite a few on there. I guess we should probably, let's do this here. Let's go back to, let's close this and this. Let's go into here. Here's user notes. And I'm going to download. I'm going to go into there. I'm going to export user notes. SQL format. And I just, dump some rows. Dump all rows. The display, what do I want to do here? Structure and data, just the structure. All right. And I believe that's all I need to do. So if we go, and we will save this to my delete folder. Watch this. Now, when we open up that, we end up with only the instructions. Just wait for this to open. Yeah, all we have here is the instructions for creating that table. There's no data in it. See what I did here? I actually did the I said I only want the structure. I do not want the data as well. Because now we can go to here. We can go back to user notes here, and we can empty that. We could drop it and just recreate it, but I'm going to just empty it. And there we go. And then user notes is there, but if we browse it, it does actually have everything else in there, so that's good. It has everything that we need, because now we can go to user notes here. We can refresh, and that's all being emptied out. Okay, cool. Make a note about that. Might be something to show in its own episode. And just for good measure, now that we've done all this work, we're going to go to keep a backup, and we'll back this site up now. And that takes care of everything. All right, so a little bit bonus material there, a bit longer. We did the short thing for Maintenance Monday there, how to turn off user registration, which maybe I've covered before in the past. But also then we just went and cleaned up that site for my client and saw some principles that we can do in order to make things, oh, it's not what I want. There we go. In order to make things, to hunt and peck more for those bot ones. I do actually have another client with a site that's got a lot of bot registrations, but a lot of legitimate ones in between. But I can't show all those addresses here because those are client addresses, like clients of my client. So that's going to take a little bit more hunting and pecking. All right, so this backup is running, and that is good. On my other screen over here, I'm going to let's go here to let's see here, TV, no free media. Which one am I trying to bring up here? Oh, there it is. It's hiding down there. Let's go over the Joomla extensions and check that out. Joomla extensions Facebook page, and see if there's anything new for us to check out. Of course, I need to find the right thing to click on. Here we go. Okay, so extensions. Yeah, this is the new layout of Facebook, by the way. So EORS design, Google Maps 1.1.2 fully supports PHP 7.4. Good for them. Here's another. I think we have looked at this. Verification. EORS verification. Oh, it looks like EORS has all their stuff supporting 7.4. Yeah, Yours billboard. Have we looked at billboard? Let's check that out. Yours billboard. Is there a demo? Let's see here. Oh, there you go. An example of it right there. So sort of like a slideshow. I'm guessing probably maybe a single one. Looks like you assign one image as a background. Let's see here. Change the image. Yep. And what else do we have here? We have put a description in. Font weight. Oh, that looks kind of cool. And they're showing it on the demo on Joomla 4. By the way, there's supposed to be a new Joomcast out today, but I just have not edited it yet. But it's with George Wilson. I'm probably going to hopefully get it edited today so we can get it out tomorrow. So, anyways, yeah, just not feel up to sitting at the computer for as long as it would take to do all that. It's nice that they're showing this on Joomla 4. All right, lots of stuff here. Cool. All right, let's go down there. jQuery, DCMI, Dublin Core. Oh, someone was just talking about that. Dublin Core metadata, which has something to do with metadata for, I think, cultural things. Mark DeChevre was talking about that in Twitter. Dublin Core metadata can be used to describe any kind of resource: software, music, releases, events, artworks, paintings, products, collections of documents. Okay, and they have it's integrated with their metadata component. Okay, John Mulhall, do you know about Dublin Core metadata? I know I saw in that Twitter feed that Mark had looked at Hodameta and that it didn't have it, but maybe it could be incorporated in it. I didn't know really anything about it, so still don't know that much about it. Plugin from Eugene Sivakin, accept payments via Stripe plugin for Photocart. And that's Next. And a few days ago, we launched Joomla Extension. This is from Artur Stepien. Don't know how to pronounce that. A few accents in there. BP extensions, March 31st. Oh, so we've probably looked at that. Yeah, John, I hadn't heard about it either. So I will leave that in your capable hands. Joomla extensions that they have done here. Gallery. I think we looked at this. Have a whole bunch. They have a whole bunch there. Let's see a demo of their slider. If they're doing anything special. There's their slider there. Nice. These are such and we've looked in the past at the discussion whether sliders are actually viewed, which slides actually get clicked on, whether they're taking up space or shouldn't be, wasting space or valuable use of space. It'd certainly be something, though, that a lot of people want. And I got to tell you, sometimes clients, they want something, even if you tell them, oh, I don't know if that's going to be effective. They really want something up nice and snazzy and looking. Now, of course, in this case, they're using food pictures. And if you're trying to sell yummy food pictures, then having some nice yummy food pictures are there. Which reminds me, I've not had my breakfast yet. All right, anything else? I think everything else we've checked out here. All right. So what's happening this week? Watch and Work live stream. I think I'm getting a guest lined up for that. We will proceed with the Just Because Zoom meeting. If you want to check that out and book that, let me bring up that page there. Let's go Calendly and log into my account and copy the link. Make sure that it's still showing up for this week as bookable. Yeah, the 16th at 10 a.m. So I'll put that link there for those of you if you want to register for it. And we will catch up. Here in British Columbia, the 16th is supposed to, I think the 15th is the end of our quarantine, but I think they're probably going to extend it. I can't see them not, but who knows? It's very interesting watching different countries struggling with how much to restrict. I don't know what the challenge. You know, I'm not saying that as an I do know, so I'm asking with sarcasm. But you know, I don't know all the challenges that our leaders are facing, knowing why, you know, to just lock everything up for a couple of weeks ahead of the time where you end up doing it anyways. You know, so that's what they've done in Italy and in Spain. Is the idea is maybe it's like some, you know, those of us that have kids, you know what needs to be done, but if you tell them what needs to be done, it's just going to create problems, even bigger problems, and they're not going to do it, but you'll still have problems on top. I don't know. It's a challenging time. Challenging time. We need to pray for our leaders for wisdom for them. Anyways, anything else? I think that's pretty much it for me. I should sit down and have some breakfast and oh yeah, I was telling you. So my pandemic beard here, just noticed it. So Chayton and I were talking about having a little pandemic beard contest, but I was so busy doing stuff. I just thought, oh, I don't really have time to do more videos on things. So, but then when I got sick on Friday, lo and behold, I think around, I didn't shave Thursday, so I didn't shave Friday. So Saturday morning, it was getting pretty thick, and I thought, oh, I'm just too tired to bother shaving. So I started on my beard. So in another week, it'll match up with my goatee. And now I'm starting to see the white that I've got in the side on my cheeks as well. Tim's getting old. Anyways, everybody, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you very much for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you on Wednesday, Lord willing. Lord willing. And if I get our guest set up, we'll be doing something. And anyways, there we go. So I streamed. I find my closing stream here. There we go. So everybody, stay safe, keep well, and I hope everything's well with you. Until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.